All right, welcome to episode 2 of Trade Like a Sniper. In this series, I demonstrate how I would do a top-down analysis and take one single trade. Okay, so I'll be using the TradingView Replay tool to somewhat backtest and frame my trades. So I'll be using the TradingView Replay tool to go back in time so I can read price as the candles print to an extent. Okay, so let's start. I'll start on the monthly time frame and let me squish the candles so I can't see what they are, so I won't have my bias influenced. Go back to the bar replay and just pick a random point of time, not too far because I'll need to go down to the lower time frames, and if it's too far back it won't allow me to show enough candles. So alright, I'll be using the position tool, by the way, long, short. So let's see what we have here on the monthly. First thing, I will highlight this gap here. I see that there's somewhat of a trend line going on here. Prices in this breaker and starting to break down. Okay, at this point, small gap in here as well. I might be thinking of possibly taking a short, right? Using this fair value gap as an inversion fair value gap on the monthly. So I think I'll go down to the weekly and see what we got. All right, so we see this gap on the weekly. Price respecting it and moving higher. We see one more gap here. Just let me highlight a different color so we don't get confused, right? Okay. I could wait for some candles to print, right? Wait for some gaps. Okay. Let's go down to the daily. We see price reacting here at the mean threshold. See if I can print more candles. Okay, price into this weekly gap. Created more gaps. Okay, so now we have another weekly gap here, right? And let's see if we move higher or break down. Okay, get a bounce at this breaker. Come up to this gap and break down. So now I'll be looking for this is a daily gap, right? I'll be looking for price to re-enter this daily gap to go shorter. Target what? I would say this buy side, sell side liquidity below these lows over here as a possible target. Okay, so as you can see, we had a daily gap in here. Price went into it. Convincing close. I'm going to go to the 4-hour now. All right. Okay, we see a 4-hour gap here. I'm just going to take this away up here. Okay, I'm a bit late for this one. Unfortunately, would have possibly been a nice trade, but we'll see if price comes up to here. Let me go to the 6-hour. 7. Okay, 7 traded into the gap. We have an 8-hour here. Coming into here. Let's see if we can possibly get a trade in this order block. Okay. Oh. All right, let's see if we can take a continuation to the downside if we have the opportunity, and we don't. So we missed that short. It printed, you know, the candles print almost instantly, so there's no chance to get an entry. Let's just go back to the daily. Just go back to the weekly and look for another opportunity. Okay. Nice breaker here. See, we continue to move down into this weekly. Okay, let me go to the daily. Okay, daily gap. Let's see if we can just catch one to go lower, huh? With that as a target. The sell side was taken. This inversion, weekly gap, daily gap, breaker. Nice, but unfortunately, we're late again. 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. Small gap in here, actually. You can see in between. Price moving down. Go to the 4 hour daily again. Weekly traded back, so. Yep. Unfortunately, that is. We're late for that again. Let me put on the kill zones. Okay. Let's fast forward price a bit. Let's look at the 2 hour. See if we break down. And we do. Okay. We'll see if we can go down to an even lower time frame. 15 minute. How about in here? Possible entry. Nice gap in here. Price trades in that gap. August. Okay, still got 10 minutes. Let's try and take this short then. Okay, not the entry we want, but let's leave it up there. And target the sell side liquidity below these lows for a, okay, this is a London reversal, New York continuation for a possible, why is the text that color? Okay, possible 2R. And let's see. Okay, we got stopped out here. Price came higher. That's fine. 1 R, 1 R down. Let's look at this gap here. Use it as a possible inversion if we break down. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so we're expecting lower prices. I don't want to go to a higher time frame again, else I won't be able to, it might show me what the candle does, so we'll just have to use what we have. Okay, target it again. Let's just say entry now, market, because yeah, there's nowhere else to put a limit. Very choppy. Okay, we got stopped out. All right, and price came to the target. All right, so you can see our analysis was right. One for the trade we missed, and one for the trade we got stopped out at. Okay, so yeah, now that we've seen it go to the target, let's just do our analysis. Okay, so how would I normally be navigating the time frames? You see the 0.5 level. This is equilibrium, mean threshold, and here is the upper quadrant, and it comes all the way up to there. Let me move this to the side. Okay, I'll just delete it. And we see a gap here. Okay, this gap wasn't really used. It kind of consolidated in this area. Again, I can't see news or the day of, basically I can't see news whether it's public holiday or bank holiday. But let's go up to the higher time frames now that we can see. Okay, 30 minutes. This is a 30-minute gap that I may be considering. Let's go to the 1 hour, yeah. Okay, so this is the 1 hour, and you can see the body's respecting it, not breaking above. And we see the 2 hour with a nice breaker here. Let me just highlight this breaker in an orange color. Okay, and I think that's all for those time frames. Let's go back to where we were. All right. So initially, yeah, this is the breaker up here. If you go back to the 2 hour again, you can have a look. The breaker body. And here, you can see we got stopped out here the first time. Price respected it. It came back one more time to take out the New York high and then started moving lower. So we go to the daily just for a quick analysis. We can see the daily came into this gap, took out the open from that previous day, up again a little bit, and now it's moving down. Let's just see if we get to our target. Yeah, we got to the target, and price moves a bit lower and starts to expand higher. Just let's have a look on the weekly. Okay, let the weekly pan out a bit, and it continues to move lower. Right, so that's how I would use my analysis. If I'm trading live, it would be a little bit more flexible, and I can, I have time to navigate the time frames and the actual option to navigate the time frames. But as you can see in my notes, TradingView is limited with their replay tool and its backtesting capabilities. For example, even here, I can only put a market order. And yeah, if I press forward, it prints the entire candle, and only then I have the option to collapse the trade, and it tells you your profit here. So I can't set partials, I can't set limits, so I have to use the position tool. All right, so I hope you found that video insightful, and it was nice to see both our analysis go right. We got stopped out a little bit due to the inability to navigate time frames, but let's just go back to the 10-minute over here. Here's where we were doing our analysis. Safest place, obviously, would be the high. If you don't want to do too much analysis, or if you, for some reason, are unable to, or don't know how. Okay, all right, till next time, happy trading.